Hi everyone, I'm Shelly with Anartist Collective. Tonight we are joined by Brent Warr of Compass Rose at is it Idea Fab Labs in Chico, California, with artist Lauren Elaine, and we're going to get a sneak peek of some of her artwork.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brent Warr. This is Lauren Elaine. Hi, Lauren. And this piece will be the first one we highlight. What can you tell us about this one, Lauren?
Um, one, I'm the model
Oh,
for this one. Um, and kind of like it says free on there, but then like her face is obscured. So it's kind of like that there's, I don't know how to explain it. No, you're not entirely free.
okay.
It's like open and it's raw, but then like it's still kind of hidden. It's kind of like I have to, kind of like, I'm a very like private person. And I didn't really like get to realize how private I was until like people were like, "You're really like mysterious and private." I'm like, I don't know what you mean." And then I started like thinking about it, and like I really am. I'm a very private person, but I'm very open at the same time. So this piece is kind of like the reservation, but then also like the chaos.
Okay.
That I can be and exude at times. I don't know if it's done or not. I think it might be. I haven't worked on it in probably a good 4 months or more.
Okay.
Kind of stuck on it, which is why I haven't worked on it, because I don't know where it's going or if it's going anywhere further. And if I don't know what I'm going to be doing or have inspiration, I won't touch a piece.
Okay.
Because I will end up like messing it up and painting over the whole thing, and I really don't want to paint over this. I really liked it. It started out initially, it was going to be kind of like a planets and space kind of thing, but it just morphed into something. And like these cards actually, they have words on them. You can't see them because that's not for everyone. Those cards were just for me. I was going through a really hard time, and my friend made me these little cards and like tucked them in like a drawer in my kitchen.
Okay.
And it had a little note. It was like, you'll find these when you need them. And I randomly enough did. Like I was having a bad day and I found these cards and I was like, well, I gotta keep those forever. But like I didn't want everyone to know what was on them. So like they're there and I know what they say, but
You know what they say.
yeah, but like, they're important. So like, what are these? And I'm like, oh, they're cards. They're really important, but they're secret. You don't get to like see what's on them. So, and I don't know if I'm gonna do. I have a lot of my paintings. I do like miniature pieces that either like are a small detail from the painting or are inspired by the painting. I don't have any miniature or like pieces that kind of go along with this one, and I don't know if it will. Some of my pieces are kind of like one-offs. Like I have some that are like kind of have like a little bit of the theme going, and then one that are just that's a one-off piece. It's gonna be the only one that's like that. And so this will probably end up being like a one-off piece, the only one that's gonna be like this.
Seems appropriate, being that it's a self-portrait. Ish.
Ish, yeah. There was a face, but I kept changing it, and I eventually was like, it's gotta go. And then I found that sign outside, and I was like, well, that needs to go on a painting.
Yeah, I like this one. What I get from it and why I relate to it is it's like, you always hear everyone saying, be yourself, but then when you do, they're like, well, not like that.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
so this is very relatable to me. I don't look like that, but
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. I definitely spent a lot of time around people that I feel like were like intimidated by like my ability to unapologetically be weird and individualistic how I am. And so I kind of like also like downplayed myself for a long time because I felt like in the position I was in, I couldn't be myself without getting backlash. So I just kind of like turned into a bit of a husk for a while, and then was like, all of a sudden, someone, I think my cousin or friend of mine was like, why are you like, you don't seem like you. And I was like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. And they're just like, you're like Diet Lauren. And I'm like, okay.
Diet Lauren.
I was like, all right, maybe I get it. And so after a good amount of time of like coming back into myself, this piece popped up.
So does this piece have a name?
It doesn't. It isn't untargeted.
Okay.
Everyone calls it free because that's what it says.
I almost did, but I knew better.
But no, it's I don't know, doing acid while we're sad.
Okay. That sounds like a good song name. Do you want to move on to the next one?
We can. Yeah,
All right. All right. After you.
Oh.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to wrap.
Yep. Let's go to the left.
This way.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay. So this is actually the piece that initiated a lot of the pieces that are that have like kind of like the same style or look like they're part of a theme. This piece started all of that. I've probably put well over 200 hours into it.
Oh, wow.
And it got broken, and I put it back together.
Oh, wow.
So it was
Oh man.
completely ripped all the way, and then I put it back together, which is why it's very crooked, and the frame's super warped, and I spent time like fixing all the little spots in between.
So it was an oopsie, and now it's a feature.
Yes. That is exactly how that goes. And then like this flower is a version of like this flower in here. This painting, like every flower on here, is similar to a flower that exists here, except for these. These I hadn't done any like aster flowers before, and especially not on this one. So I did like a big one of that. And then this owl is actually this corner of the painting.
I love the owl.
And if you step back, this corner of the painting looks like an owl. So we did.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I did. I was like, because I started pulling, like, I did a single flower, and I was like, wait a second. This looks like its own little painting in the painting. So.
I love the interconnectedness.
And this
it
was so much fun to do, and this is when I first discovered paint pens.
Okay.
So before I just did like, I mean, all other kinds of mixed media, but I'd never really done paint pens before. So I mean, this has like acrylic paint pen, it's got oil paint pen, it's got spray paint, it's got gel sticks on it, Sharpie, regular acrylic paint, probably 2 to 3 cans of clear coat.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and then like broken up canvases and paint on the back of it to fix it. Yeah.
I don't think I even noticed the girl blowing smoke until just now.
Oh, she's in there.
Oh, she is definitely in there.
It used to be a potted plant with like a girl coming out of it.
Okay.
But I couldn't get this part of the painting how I wanted it. And if you look at it, this part is way brighter and way different. So this was the last bit that I did in the whole painting. This part right here.
It's a pretty fantastic piece.
I love it. It's been like I've like wanted to like replicate it, but there's just so much happening.
I like the Aurora Borealis looking shit you got on the top there.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
It's so fun. And a lot of my paintings, especially this one, have like glow in the dark and or UV reactive. So if you put a black light on it, it's going to look entirely different.
Oh man, hell yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these ones down here too. I don't know about this one.
You're making me wish I still smoked weed now.
Oh yeah, this one was up during a couple of our parties, and people who were here, you know, drinking and having their fun were getting lost.
I can see it.
Definitely, yeah.
I can see it.
That one's my like favorite, and it's just, I don't know if I like, I don't even know if I ever want to.
I think once I noticed the girl, it became my favorite. One of the ones that we're going to show next has been my favorite. But you know, that says a lot. You know, when people pick a favorite of your thing, that's always a very flattering.
This one's called Rebecca because the model for it's my best friend, and so I named it after her. And I tried to take that, and I wanted to make it bigger. And I thought that I was going to add more flowers to it. I don't think I will. I think I'm going to add a lot more dots. But I did duplicate like this blue and orange flowers. It's kind of like one of those blue and orange flowers in that painting, and like a lot of these flowers that you see are all like flowers that are within that painting. And then it all has camel cash, and like not a lot of people know what it is, but not a ton of people.
That was one of the first things I noticed.
And I have a bunch of it. I still have more And there's like a whole story about like a lawsuit because people didn't get their money's worth for their camel bucks, and it's something that's going to be. I'll have like the story displayed at my show in February. But like when I started smoking at a very young age.
Same.
Camels. I mean, I'm not the first probably like name brand cigarette that I smoked were Camels for a very, very long time.
Camels were the cigarette of punk rocks
They were
back in the day. If you smoked Marlboros, you were a metalhead.
Yeah, no, those are facts.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And back then, metal and punk did not mix.
Which is weird.
I know. It's so silly.
Yeah. And then this is just another. It's just another piece that I kind of was trying to play with the camel cash and the whole flowers theme and what I could do in like different scale of things because I have like the small pieces and the big pieces, and I'm absolutely obsessed with this like color in here. It's like a fluorescent red color. I don't know the way it pops.
I bet this one looks great under a black light too.
It'd probably be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Lots of
Especially
fluorescence.
because you have like the camel cash. This has like clear glitter glue. Like trying to make it stick was before I got really good at the paper mache, which essentially is almost like a. No, it was just this one was just kind of like fun. I actually was getting stuck on this piece here, and when I get stuck on pieces, I kind of will go like back and do like remedial art type stuff. And kind of how this came out. I was just doing some super basic painting techniques and drawing techniques to like get out of my like artist funk. That's what I do. That's how a lot of the small pieces happened actually, is I kind of got stuck figuring out flowers or designs or patterns, and I'm like, okay, well I'm gonna like draw this flower small and just see like what I can do with it, if I can make it look better or if I can change it, make it look different, make it more. And that always throws me back into my large pieces, which are the hardest to finish. The little ones, because you can put a bunch down and it's just, it's a small space. You can knock those out pretty easy. Like a lot of the lips I have over here, I did all of those in like a week or so, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, like Monday to Friday. Trying to work on the big piece over here. I have smaller versions of lips. So speaking of lips, so this is the first lip piece that I did.
Yeah, tell me about the lips, because we're going to see a series of them, and I'm wondering what the theme was about.
I love lips. I think that they're just like a really gorgeous feature. They've always been like my personal favorite features about myself and people in general. And I think that a lot of people learn how to shut their lips and mind their business.
Learn how to what?
Shut their lips.
Oh, for real. For real.
Mind their business, or like, I don't know, there's just like a lot of like, it's just something that hits everybody in like a different kind of way.
Yeah.
Because like I've heard people say like they're like, I feel like this thing wants to take like a big bite out of something, and I've had other people say they feel like it's like gapping at them and like different things like that. I just wanted to see if I could make paper mache lips. Oh, someone fell into it. This was puffed out.
That's why?
Yeah. I just wanted to see if I could do paper mache with camel cash, is what I was trying to figure out. And I was like, oh, that would look really cool as lips, because like cigarettes, smoking.
Yeah.
Right. And then I've had this piece for a long time. I was stuck on a painting. I was actually stuck on the first one over there with all the flowers on it.
So the part behind the lips you'd had for a while, and then you added the lips
before
later.
I made the lips, I probably had that canvas for a year and a half, maybe.
Okay.
Just done like that, because I was stuck on that painting over there, and so I took this canvas and a couple other ones, and I just kind of like drizzled house paint all over them. This like funky green color was just like some house paint someone gave me, and this one just kind of ended up like this, and then it just sat with nothing on it until I added the lips, and then I kind of added some like I used giant, super like fluorescent poster markers. They're like jumbo poster markers. I use those a lot too. To like
Nice.
give them a little bit of outline. And I don't know where this guy's going or if anything more is going to happen to it. It's kind of like a concept kind of piece. It kind of gives you an idea of things. And
So are you selling any of these, or is this? I mean, is that the intention, or is this?
Yeah, I will. I have like a few different people that are kind of have dibs on some of them.
Cool.
But nothing's going to be sold until February.
Sure, because you got to show it.
Because I got to show it, yeah. Which I had one piece or two pieces, I want to say, that actually belonged to friends of mine, but they knew it was under the condition that I was going to need to borrow it back for a show, and they could have it back when I was done.
So this is the favorite. This is my old favorite. I've already have a new favorite. So more lips.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me about this one?
So I also really like eyes. I like to draw lips and eyes. And I had an idea of putting like an eyeball inside of a mouth because it just worked out really well.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, well, why didn't I think of that?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because it fits really perfectly, and like the eyelashes match with like kind of like lip line marks. I don't know. It was just a really cool idea that I had. And I did it bigger, and then I was like, oh, I want to do like another one of those. So I threw it down on this guy here, and I don't know, it just...
Yeah, I like it. It's peeking at you.
Yeah. Although the lips with eyes are all about like the truth and knowledge.
Yes.
So like all of the things
which go hand in hand.
Like I know a lot of people like to tell me secrets, and I'm like a lockbox full of them, and I don't tell people secrets. But like if I could, what would people see? Like loose lips sink ships, kind of.
For sure.
That's what that like came about. I kept having these weird dreams actually where people had mouths for eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, like my stress dreams are very, very trippy, and it just, kind of like people like speak without seeing or knowing, or I don't know. It's just kind of a crazy thing that turned into that. And I just love lips. I think that they're really great pieces just on art in general.
So were you making a theme? I'm going to move to the next one now. Were you like, were these all done like kind of, time-wise, were they all done like kind of around the same time? Were you like, was it a phase or was it like a series?
No, some of them were like those. That one was done like the week before I did the one with the eyes.
Okay.
And then I did the one over here with like the blue stripes next to you. That was done at the same time as the yellow one. But like that weird one with like the gold teeth, that was done at the same time I did the super floral piece.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The gold teeth creep me out a little bit.
The gold teeth. But yeah.
Or no, actually, this is the gold teeth one, right?
Yeah, that's the gold teeth one.
I was going to say the one I was just looking at.
That one, yeah. That one really looks like it's gonna eat you.
It's a little unsettling,
right? Like especially because someone was like, "I like how the teeth aren't like super perfect. It makes it more realistic."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah. But no, this one I did at the same time as the one with all the flowers on it.
Okay.
There, the girl smoking.
The smoking girl.
Yeah, so that piece has been around for 2 years.
And you can see kind of a continuity with this one and that one.
Yeah, with like the pen work and the flowers and whatnot. But like the 4 smaller lip pieces, like these all came within like 2 weeks of each other.
That's amazing.
This one is like a cool light. It's not very pretty.
What did you say about this one? I apologize.
They're this one and this and those 2 were all within like 2 weeks of each other.
Okay.
But that one's been around for 2 years.
No, what is that? Blood?
No, just I don't know. I just thought it should be dripping something.
Okay. Dripping lips.
Yep. Gold.
In the universe.
I have like I want to do another layer. I need to get a gold paint pen. There's like a very specific gold that I want on there.
Oh, for that white part?
No, for the gold.
Oh, okay.
Because they're supposed to be like really shiny, but the pen, like when it dried, it got really muted. I think it's because it's old.
Did you have it over another color, or is that just on the canvas?
I don't. There is actually like a lighter color under it. Huh. It just dried super dark. The pen's old, and I think that's what happened. Oh. But that paint is glossy grape. It's a spray paint, and it looks amazing with like this. Basically, it would be like this gold, which is kind of dulled out, but it's very, very, very shiny. It's like a Krylon chrome, or not chrome, gold. It's very reflective paint.
Love me some Krylon.
Right. That one is mostly Sharpie. Okay. And then paint pen around it, but like the mouth itself and everything is all just Sharpies.
Feels like it's sort of expressing shouting. This is the most action-filled to me.
Like yelling at you?
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah. I'm a megaphone. Yeah. Yeah. And then this one is just all kinds of badass.
I love this one.
I can see why.
So initially, I threw down the mouth and like the stem, and because I sketched it out first, I have a little sketch somewhere, and I was like, oh, how cool would it be like a cigarette plant, but it's a growing mouth. And I've toyed with the idea of adding smoke to it, but I'm not really sure if I want to do that or not. It was just a fun. What's funny, actually, a friend of mine was threw fluorescent and cigarette and plant into an AI thing. I was like, you could use AI for inspiration, and I was like, no.
No.
And then I saw it, and I was like, ew, I don't like how AI does my art.
No.
And I was like, I could come up with something way cooler, and then I sketched this.
I don't like how AI does any art.
I don't personally.
It's all really unsettling.
It didn't show me anything that looked like this. Or yeah, I was not a fan.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought it would be cool. I thought it would look cool, and it does. I don't know if I'm going to do more to it. I kind of like how it is, but I also know that it's not entirely finished. It's that's the hardest thing I struggle with, is knowing when to stop on a piece.
Yeah.
And sometimes where to go. So I did this 2 or 3 months ago, and it wasn't until last week that I added some of these details you see on the plant itself.
Oh, it really makes it though.
Yeah, but I haven't done anything else to it since then.
I would say of all of the ones I've seen so far, maybe apart from the eye, this is probably the most surrealistic one I've seen. Mm-hmm. It's definitely got a lot of surrealism. And then over here, this is probably the most abstract one I've seen.
So this one I did the background for the same time I did the background on the paper mache.
Oh, okay.
So all these lines you see.
Yeah.
Were all the house paint. Just all swirled around, and then I sat down and was like, I want to use every single color of paint that I own. And then I used every single color of paint that I own.
I like how the dark lines give it a stained glass window feel.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, that's stained glass is the most common thing I hear from people. A lot of people see different things in it as well. And this up here, I had an idea to try to give it some texture. Wasn't a huge fan of it, but I just decided to leave it because it's t-shirt puff paint.
Oh, cool.
And fun fact, if you put puff paint on canvas and you try to peel it up, it will peel the canvas up with it.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll be left with net.
So don't do puff paint unless you really want it there.
Yeah, you've got to commit to the puff paint.
Okay.
I was trying to do more of a raised line, but it wasn't quite behaving how I wanted, so I did some of it and then just kind of left it and went back in, I think, with it's either paint pens or just black paint in my brush. They did both, but I couldn't tell you which was where. A lot of people see a skull. Apparently, is there's a mouth in here somewhere. A lot of people see a skull. If you turn it sideways, it is definitely a fish.
See, I'm seeing plague mask.
I haven't heard plague mask yet.
The eye here, and then the nose.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of looking off to the side, giving you the side eye.
Like a robot man. This is a helmet.
Oh, I totally see that. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I thought that was one I hadn't heard, but I thought that was really cool. It's a woman.
Like a robot golem.
It's a woman.
Okay.
Her face, and she's cradling. So it's called "They Stole Her Heart." It's also a big heart as well. Someone pointed that out to me.
Oh, whoa, yeah.
And here, we'll show you the fish. The fish is pretty fun. It is a fish. Wait, put this way. This way. You see the fish?
The fish?
You see it?
Oh, I see the fish. I absolutely see the fish.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's also a fish.
This is one that you could change the if you bought it, you could change the orientation every now depending on.
You could. It's one of those. It's kind of fun because I did a lot of the work on it flat.
Yeah.
Which and most of my pieces, if you flip around, you can definitely tell that it's not oriented correctly. Even the square ones, with that flower over there, you think you could turn it anyway, or that yellow and orange one over there. You can't. They definitely have an orientation, but this one, you could flip it any way you wanted to.
It's
it
really
has
cool.
words on it, so you would know if you looked up closely and found words that they'd be upside down.
Oh, okay. I don't see the words. Oh, I see some now. I think.
Very faint.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then now we are returning to the theme of the golden lips.
Yes, yeah. This piece I just, it was actually an entirely different piece that I was very unhappy with. And so I washed it away and started doing something new. So this is just like the beginning of the next lip piece. I'm not sure where it's going. Also gold though, I know that.
It's awesome.
It's gonna be a shiny one.
And then we go back to a little bit more abstract.
Yeah, so I was trying to play with that whole stained glass idea again.
Okay.
But then I also do a lot of paper mache, and I don't like my stuff to be super heavy because I have like chronic pain, and I'm not always very strong, and so like I can't carry big heavy things alone.
Okay.
And I've definitely like seen art that like, especially like mixed media artist pieces can get really heavy really fast.
I would imagine.
With like just, I mean, like I have like that painting over there just has so much paint on it that it's heavy. So this is tissue paper and paper mache that I'd like to lay down a lot more colors of. It's just, it's either been too hot or too windy for me to work outside. And I kind of like to have the sun to help dry things a little faster. I'm primarily an acrylic painter, and we're not the most patient
Okay.
of artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know how people do oil paint.
For real.
There's too much, it would drive me crazy.
Yeah, it never dries.
So I want to do, kind of like that one, I want to do a ton of color in all of the white spaces, but with the tissue paper. Because it kind of, restricting your colors or like restricting what you're working with can kind of like push you a little harder.
And it pushes you in directions that you might not have gone in otherwise.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
I've found that as well.
Yeah, and I don't want to fall back into like the same thing because I'll get bored and I won't work on it.
Yeah.
I've just been working on other stuff, waiting for the weather to get better to work on this one. Because I sit outside with a brush and like I sit there and I like glue it down and then I let it dry and I peel all the edges up. And it's pretty tedious, but I really like where it's going, so I definitely want to do more of it. But yeah, that's and like these two doodle faces, that's just me being stuck again. So I go back to like just some basic stuff, and I don't remember what this style of like art is called, where you do like the multicolors to like make a face or whatever. I think it has a specific name. So
I think you're right, and I also do not know.
I'm gonna do these things. I saw like a video of someone doing it with paint, and I was like, I'm gonna do it with paint pens because all my paint's at my studio when I was at home. So yeah, just some faces from my brain, not even anyone in particular.
Yeah, it looks like you were really deliberate in your color choice with these ones too.
Yeah.
Let's go back to a little bit higher up abstract here.
And that one is also from the same time period as the Be Done painting that has all the tons and tons of flowers on it. It's just me kind of playing with the different doodles and pens and seeing what I can do with it and how it manipulates and changes. And there's like so many layers under that. Like I was also seeing like the spray, like clear glue, not clear glue. What is it? Clear enamel spray paint?
Oh, yeah.
Clear coat?
Clear coat, yeah.
The clear coat eats at different media differently.
It's so maddening.
So, yeah, so like different paint pens change color or completely go away or it
change texture.
It'll go down and pick up something from underneath it.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I messed around with like a mold. I have a silicone mold and I just like smashed a bunch of tissue paper in it.
Okay.
And like a lot. And then I painted the back of it to give it like some stability.
Yeah, I was handling this one last week and I was wondering how you did that.
Yeah, and just clear paper mache mixture, and then I brushed some like gold over the top of it.
Yeah, it's got a really cool texture. I'm trying to capture it.
Super simple. It was like super simple, but I absolutely love it. I think it's one of my favorite ones. Of the smaller ones for sure. And the back of it is just like tissue paper that's on there with like some paint.
Well, I like how the tissue paper works with the paint because it's got this sort of translucent feel to it. It's really I mean, in person, it gives it just a real ethereal feel to it that's
Super
really quite
fun.
pleasing.
I'm working on some more paper mache flowers with that mold.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is like varying sizes out, so they're not all going to be this big.
Oh, okay.
I can do different sizes of flowers within the mold.
Yeah. Now, how did you make the mold?
Someone gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
It just exists. It's just a mold that exists. But I want to do a bunch of them and then have what will probably be another one-off piece where I'll cover it with different colors and sizes of that paper mache flower. So it's kind of funny. This is a small piece that's turning into a big one, as compared to the other ones are big ones that turned into small.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah,
I really like that you have different sizes of the same. I don't know.
Well, with the idea of like selling art, like I want it to be accessible. And like, you know, and also like some people have small homes, like, or some people have a lot of art already.
Or just a small space.
And they don't have, they don't have the space on their walls or wherever they are. Or that's something you could hang in like your cubicle at work. You have a cubicle or an office, like a little piece of art.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Yeah, I like different sizes too. It helps a lot.
And I like the mixed media. I really like that you do mixed media, and you know, like kind of on that topic, moving to this one. That's fucking epic.
I love this
That's
one.
fucking epic. I don't know if y'all can see. That's a cigarette. It's right there. It's I think it's
an American Spirit.
American Spirit Organic Light, I believe,
Which
is what I smoke.
An American Spirit Sky.
I think that might be
Which, if you know,
why it appeals to
the
me.
lightest.
Yeah.
And then also like this is smoke, but it also kind of looks like a night sky kind of idea.
Yeah.
And that's just, I don't know. It looks cool. It was fun. I thought about putting cigarettes on things. I thought about making a giant paper mache cigarette. And
you should do it.
I was talking to someone. I was like, I just want to do like a paper mache cigarette. And I was like, and then it just clicked. And I was like, that's what this needs. Because it was actually originally a pair of lips that were like trying to blow the smoke, but the lips were not wanting to look like lips, and they were looking very distinctly like another body part.
Oh, I think I could. That's
like,
different art. I think I could actually see that. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see the outline.
But it didn't look like lady body parts.
Okay.
And I was like, this isn't working. So I covered it in silver. And then it sat for like a week, maybe 2. And then I was like, oh, wait, let's stick a cigarette on there. And like these lines underneath, that's t-shirt puff paint.
Oh,
and
awesome.
And I laid sparkly. So these sparkles are in this tissue paper.
I like the sparkles.
And I just like laid tissue paper down.
So is that why it's hard to notice? Because I didn't notice them until you had your hand up to it.
Yeah, they're a part of the paper.
Yeah.
They're a part of the paper, so you can't see them as well. It's not until you're like, I bet if it was up higher, you would probably be able to.
Oh, yeah.
Like.
Well, once you see them, you kind of can't unsee them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're subtle, but.
It's cool, though. It
gives
definitely gives it a cosmic feel to it.
Yeah. I thought about maybe doing a big version of that one, too, but I'm not sure.
You'd have to get a really big cigarette.
The paper, I could make one.
Oh, yeah, make the big cigarette.
I was thinking about it. I just got to get like a plastic tube for a form.
You should do it.
And then this next one, this one's actually really popular. A lot of people, I've gotten a lot of really good like feedback and buzz about this piece. And someone has dibs on this one. A friend of mine wants to buy it when it goes up for sale in the show. And I've got obsessed with these little like, and you'll see them a lot, like a running theme of a lot of my painting are these little like swirly, squiggly lines.
Reminds me of fold phone cords.
Oh, I like that. That's a fun one. And like, I did these lines on this like colorful background, and as soon as I did them, all I could see were Christmas lights. It just looked like Christmas lights to me, and so I was like, I'm gonna see what tissue paper does to it. And so I threw some tissue paper on it, and I was like, you know what? It would just look. I want to use more camel cash. I want like a simple camel cash piece. And that's why they're on there, but it's not done. I want to go through and I have to add the paper mache to the rest of it, so it kind of, see how it's like kind of dissipates. It like makes this more clear. So I'm gonna go back in and clear those up a little bit. And I might add lips to it. I might not. I haven't decided yet, or maybe just more camel cash.
I don't know. I mean, I'm leaning towards lips, but maybe there's never too much camel cash.
Right. I wish camel cash was like. I wish they came in like a third of the size. It was like a tiny, tiny one. But I don't want to like make fake camel cash.
Right.
Just,
Well, I think that's it. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. That's everything.
Thank you for showing us your art. This was a lot of fun, and thank you for participating in this the prototype, as it were, of this live stream that there will be many, many more of in the future. And you're a fantastic artist. I know Shelley saw your pieces ahead of time, and she really likes your art. So we're really happy to be able to share it with everyone.
Well, thank you for including me.
Yeah. So I think that's it for us, Shelley.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I think it was a success. I want to do more of these, definitely. But it was great seeing your artwork and hearing the stories and hearing how it was all made and everything. So
And
thank
I
you.
think I did great too.
Yes, Brent did a great job as well. Very steady camera hands there.
Yeah. So
Did
great success.
all the way around. Got everything in one. So awesome.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys.
It was great from my end. So
Excellent. That's good to hear because I felt like I was shaking the whole time. So that's really all right, Shelley. Well, I'm going to sign off, and thanks
okay.
for having me involved with this too. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. I'll see you on Sunday night. Thank you.
Thank you.